Let's put these numbers in front of us and think for a second. In a country like America, almost half, 49%, say it would be very difficult to handle a 1-week delay in their paycheck. Another 28% say it would be somewhat difficult. That means 77% combined couldn't even survive a 1-week delay. According to the newly published Bankrate 2026 report, 24% of people have zero emergency savings. 59% can't cover a sudden $1,000 expense without going into debt or selling something. According to Fed research, only 55% have managed to set aside 3 months' worth of expenses. This isn't just a problem for low earners. Goldman Sachs research clearly shows that 41% of people earning $300,000 to $500,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Even 40% of those earning over $500,000 say the same thing. So the real problem isn't how much you earn. It's what you do with it between the moment it lands and your next paycheck. People let money flow through their hands like water and don't even know where it went. Everything has gotten 30% more expensive over the last 3 years. High-yield savings rates have dropped from the 4-5% range in 2023-2024 down to 3-4% today. The rules of the game have completely changed, and you need to play accordingly. That's why you need a clear sequence for where your money flows the moment it arrives. You should never break that order, because structure is the foundation of everything. In the first step, the moment your paycheck lands, you need to handle the minimum payment on every debt you carry. This includes credit cards, student loans, auto loans, buy now, pay later debt, and medical payment plans, whatever it is. This is your treading water move. You're not making huge progress yet, but you're not drowning either. 35% of your credit score comes from payment history, and 30% from credit utilization. These two factors alone make up 65% of your score. Paying on time and keeping debt reasonable fixes your score on its own. No tricks needed. You don't need a full debt elimination plan yet. That comes in step 5. Right now, your only goal is setting up the autopay every bank offers. At this exact point, the most critical secret is automating everything. You can't spend money you never see, so you don't have to fight your willpower on an exhausting evening. The money moves into the right account before you even make a decision. Over 1 million workers in state auto IRA programs have accumulated more than $2 billion without ever thinking about it. 92% of workers already get paid via direct deposit, so the infrastructure is already there. Just take 15 minutes after this video to set the system up. In the second step, you need to nail down your monthly required expenses. If rent is $1,750, utilities $300, car payment $400, insurance $150, groceries $500, and other expenses $300, that's roughly $3,400 a month. Since life never goes exactly like a spreadsheet, add a $300 to $500 buffer on top. The 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings, investing, debt payoff rule still works great here. You can stretch these ratios based on where you live. Calculate your own real numbers and never mix up your operating budget with your emergency fund. In the third step, build your emergency fund. The old standard was 3 months, but due to layoffs and inflation, the new standard is 4 to 6 months. If your monthly expenses are $2,500, your target should be $10,000 to $15,000. If you're starting from zero, go in small steps, $2,000, then $5,000, then $10,000. This account needs to be completely full before any investing or debt payoff, because it's the one thing that keeps everything from collapsing when life throws a punch. Don't leave this money in a regular account earning 0.39%. A $15,000 fund earns only $58 a year there versus $600 a year in a high-yield account with the same FDIC insurance. That's a 10x difference. In the fourth step, real wealth building begins. Put 10 to 15% of your paycheck into retirement. Ramsey Solutions research on over 10,000 millionaires shows wealthy people set this money aside before anything else. No negotiation. In 2026, the 401k limit rose to $24,500 for under 50. It's $32,500 for ages 50 to 59 and 64 plus with the $8,000 catch-up. It's $35,750 for ages 60 to 63 under the special enhanced catch-up of $11,250.
If you earned over $150,000 in 2025, starting in 2026, these catch-up contributions can no longer be pre-tax, only Roth. The IRA limit also rose to $7,500 or $8,600 for 50 plus. Make sure to capture your employer match first. A 50% match is literally a guaranteed 50% return that no investment in history can offer. If you have a high deductible health plan, definitely look into an HSA.
It's the only account offering a triple advantage: tax-deductible contributions, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawals for medical expenses. The 2026 limits are $4,400 individual and $8,750 family. In the fifth step, target all high-interest debt above 15%, especially credit cards, usually above 20%. Paying off a 24% debt is essentially a guaranteed 24% return. The avalanche method, hitting the highest rate first, is mathematically optimal but can be psychologically tough. The snowball method, paying off the smallest balance first, gives great motivation, but isn't always mathematically best. If you have, say, an $8,000 car loan at 7%, a $3,000 credit card at 25%, and $15,000 in student loans at 5%, both methods point to the credit card first, so they sometimes align. Pick whichever fits you. Investing while carrying low-interest debt can also make sense. If you're carrying a 4% student loan while the market historically returns 8 to 10% long-term, directing money to investing can be the smarter financial move. Both paths build wealth. The only difference is psychological comfort. In the sixth step, capture your 401k match first. Then max your Roth IRA. Then either increase your 401k contribution or open a regular brokerage account. Growth in a Roth is completely tax-free, and you pay zero tax when you withdraw at retirement. In other accounts, gains held less than a year are taxed as ordinary income up to 37%. Gains held over a year get long-term capital gains rates of 0 to 20%. It makes much more sense to hold high growth potential investments in your Roth and low-cost index funds in your taxable account. In the seventh step, never rely on a single income source. According to Inc., 65% of self-made millionaires have at least 3 income streams. According to Tom Corley's research, 45% have 4, and 29% have 5 or more. You don't need to work 80-hour weeks for this. Just 1 to 5 hours a week toward freelancing, dividend income, content creation through YouTube or a newsletter, e-commerce through Etsy or Amazon, coaching or real estate through direct ownership or REITs can generate an extra $100, $500, or $1,000 a month. This becomes huge fuel feeding back into the steps above. Every time you get a raise, redirect at least 50% of it straight to savings. Half of a $5,000 annual raise goes into your 401k at roughly $200 a month. The other $200 makes daily life a bit easier. You feel the raise while your wealth also grows. This avoids the trap Goldman Sachs found that keeps high earners poor: income rising while expenses inflate right alongside it. Don't forget the Savers Credit, which gives you a direct tax credit for retirement contributions if your income is under $40,250 single or $80,500 married in 2026. 1 in 5 eligible people never claims it. Make it a habit every January to check these limits and adjust your contributions. Someone earning $65,000 a year who sets aside 15% puts about $813 a month into investing. At a 7% average return over 30 years, that becomes roughly $920,000. Add employer matching, half of every raise, tax advantages, and an HSA left untouched for decades, and the number grows beyond what you'd imagine. According to Ramsey Solutions, 79% of millionaires reached that status with no inheritance through their own effort. Only 31% ever earned over $100,000 a year in their career. A typical millionaire got there not through some secret formula or market timing, but through 28 years of consistent behavior. They applied the same sequence with the same discipline every single time a paycheck arrived. The reason most people can't survive even a one-week delay is that they never built a system. The moment you build this one, the difference will be this simple and this clear.